Okay, everyone. I'm just trying to wait for other people. I recreated our Facebook or our YouTube live streaming. So just bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. I know we're already late. Just let me make sure that I would be able to attach our new I don't know what's wrong with the first. Okay, just 1 second. I'll just put the link in our. So we just need to make sure that. Our topic for today is about we are going to visit or to analyze both programs, the AIPP and the RNIP, because we both there's a lot of people who are very much interested to immigrate here in Canada, and I believe that these two programs are very good and they are very easy to comply with. So we just want to make sure that. People would be able to join us. Just 1 second. Hi, Jofel. Hello. Guys, actually, we have Jofel here. He's from Dubai, and also Jofel will be helping me in our live streaming eventually. We're just trying to figure out how we can put him and myself on the screen at the same time. So what we're planning is to do a question and answer where Jofel will be the ones to ask the questions and I will be the ones providing the answers, so that it would actually better facilitate our Q&A live streaming. So we're working on that. If you know how to do that in live streaming, we would highly appreciate the help. Okay, just 1 second before we start. I know it's been taking a while. I just need to. Okay, I'll just post this link in our groups. Okay, so I don't know if more people would be able to join us, to rejoin us, because of what's happening in here right now. Okay, so we're getting more people with us. I just need to edit our link. Just 1 second, guys. Please bear with me. I know it's taking a while. I know you must have been waiting for this live streaming. I don't know. I just had some technical issues right now here, so I just need to make sure that I fix it. So okay, there you go. Okay, so first I'll just greet those people who are actually watching us. We have in our Facebook or in our YouTube live, or I mean, sorry. We have Cider watching from the Philippines. We've got Marinelia Camarce. Hello po, Tita Nels. African Z and Angeline Alejano Valdecino. Thank you very much all for watching today. And I just need to see also who's actually watching us. in our YouTube page. Okay, so we've got Ramya Devarajan. Good morning. We've got Hedison Vargas. Good morning as well. We also have and Joe Fell from Dubai. Okay, so just great. And I'm sorry for the messy background. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure if more people can join us because we had some technical issues. Anyways, we are actually both live streaming are posted or happening live in our Facebook and our YouTube channels. So, anyways, this would be your opportunity as well to send me your your questions, and we will be addressing or answering them one by one. We actually conduct or do live streaming sessions twice a week, Canada immigration. And this happens if you're in the Philippines, the time is every Saturday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. And if you're in Alberta, Canada, this happens every Friday and Tuesday at 11 p.m. here. And if you are in other parts of the world, I believe if you're from the UAE, our live session or live streaming session happens in UAE. The timing is Wednesday and Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we do this every week, and we actually discuss or explain different programs or answer your questions about Canada immigration. And today, what we are actually going to discuss is the two programs that people have been asking. There's a lot of people who are very much interested, and to be honest, I like both these programs because these programs provide easy pathway to come and immigrate here in Canada. And with this program, people would be able to fulfill their dreams of immigrating here in Canada. So I already said the two programs that we are actually talking about is the AIPP or the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program and the RNIP, which is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. So that is our topic for today. We will go through these two programs one by one, and of course, we will also explain how people could go through and start their application process, what are the requirements, and some questions, and of course, we'll be providing the answers in all your queries regarding to these programs, and of course, other related topics about Canada immigration. And for those people who, if this is your first time or if you don't know me yet, my name is Ray. I'm originally from the Philippines, and I immigrated here in Canada in 2018, and now I live here in Alberta, Canada. Originally, I landed in Newfoundland and Labrador. I was a product of the AIPP in 2017 when it was started. So that is why I really like talking about AIPP because this program is something that I very much understand, and I want to share this information to lots of people. Okay, so Sajad Qureshi, hello. Thank you very much for watching us today, and for others. Also, if you have not done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please follow our Facebook page, and please hit the like button and your notification bell so you would get notified whenever I upload new videos. I also completed an immigration practitioner's diploma, which I've taken here in Canada, and that is my so that means I'm actually have a good understanding of the programs, and that's why if you have any questions or concerns or you want to clarify something about Canada immigration, of course, this is a very good opportunity for you to do so. Please put your questions in our chat box, in our comment section there. So we will actually provide the answers. The first part of our live streaming is, of course, that I will explain about our topic, our discussion, and then afterwards, I will give you time to put your questions and we will go through them one by one. So if you need some clarifications or things that you did not understand so well, we would be able to discuss them one by one. Okay? So, okay, let's go start our topic, and that's too much introduction. And also, I'm really sorry we had some technical issues in our YouTube live streaming earlier. So the link actually that has been posted in advance is no longer working because the streaming there has ended. So I put the new link. So if you have friends who are interested to join us today, please share our links. Please share, and invite them. And of course, so more people would be able to understand our topic. Okay. And we also have Gemma and Lorza. We have shout out first to our viewers, Eugene Babiera, Yogesh Gorpade. Okay, so before we go through your questions one by one, we will talk about our topic first. We also have Tarek Asan. Hello, hello. And guys, for those who are watching, I would appreciate if you will put also the country where you're actually watching from, so we would know how many people or how many regions we are actually reaching. We also have Ayush Sharma. Where are you from? I don't know. We also have Tarek Asan from Ottawa. Oh, it must be a very late night in Ottawa right now. Thank you for watching, Tarek. And of course, in our live streaming, I already greeted these people. We've got Tarindu Gihan. Hi, hello. We've got Jofel from Dubai. We've got Angeline Valdesino. We've got Cider from the Philippines. Marinelia Camarce. We've got Afrikanzi. And so on and so forth. Okay. Okay, great. So thank you very much, and let us discuss our topics for today. Oh, before I forgot, please hit the thumbs up, the like button, and the notification bell on your YouTube. Okay. Oh, we also have Karil Valero Ronquillo from Saskatchewan, Canada. Thank you for watching us today. Okay, so first, as I've said earlier, we will be explaining or maybe differentiate AIPP and RNIP, which one is better. Tarek, it's already 11:22 p.m. here in Alberta, Canada now. Okay, so as I've said earlier, AIPP is very close to my heart. This is the program that I use to immigrate here in Canada. And the good thing about it, it's very easy to process. Requirements are very easy, and the processing is also very quick. So as a matter of, um, in fact, it only took my application 7 months, though the regular processing is only six months. So that's the good thing about AIPP. So this AIPP and RNIP have actually several similarities, or I would say almost identical. The thing is, in AIPP, they are only focused to promote the immigration in the Atlantic provinces, the four Atlantic provinces, the Newfoundland and Labrador, the Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. While Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, it's like the extension, to be honest. Similarly, I would say it's like an extension of AIPP. However, this Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot is actually focusing on 11 communities that are participating to it. So the thing is, these communities, 11 communities, are scattered through the other provinces. There are communities from Manitoba, from Saskatchewan, from Alberta, and also Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and British Columbia. So the rest, and even Ontario as well. So what I'm trying to say here is you could see that the Canada government is really, really targeting people to bring them and make them an to immigrate them here in Canada and scatter them in different parts of Canada, so the economy would grow and these people or new immigrants would be able to contribute to the economic growth of Canada. So that is about Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. AIPP was launched in 2017 and it was originally until 2020 only. However, it has been extended until 2021 and eventually, hopefully, it will be extended or will become a permanent program. Though there are several articles that already came out because the Minister of Immigration really, really wanted to improve the immigration here in Canada, and by next 2020, by 2023, they target more than 1.5 million immigrants to be coming here in Canada. So if you are very much interested to immigrate in Canada, I think this is the best time to do it because really, really, immigration is very needed here in Canada. So we'll go through now the requirements. So what are the qualification or requirements in order to qualify for AIPP or RNIP? So first, let's say job experience. So for job experience, in AIPP, it only needs 1 year of experience. And this 1 year of experience has to have been obtained within the past 3 years. So, in short, 1 year out of the past 3 years to qualify. In RNIP or Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, it is the same. 1 year out of 3 years. So people are asking, what about those people who have not had a job experience but they are here in Canada doing an international studies or taking a 1 year or 2 year post-secondary programs. So of course, under AIPP and under RNIP, international students or international graduates are exempted from this work experience. They only need to have at least 2 years program, post-secondary program, having studying here in Canada. AIPP, of course, you must have studied or studying. You should be studying in a bona fide or designated learning institution, post-secondary, college, or university in one of the four Atlantic provinces. In RNIP, the same, but in the community, specific community that actually in the community where you would like to immigrate. And also, when it comes to other requirements, high school graduate ECA. So both AIPP and RNIP only require high school graduate. However, it has to be an ECA, okay? So it doesn't mean that you have a high school diploma from your country, you already can apply. You have to undergo the process of taking an ECA or Education Credential Assessment where you send your documents or your school sends your documents directly to the institution here in Canada, and they will assess, they will actually compare your education from your home country and will actually equate it to what is the equivalence of it in Canada. So in short, you could be a high school graduate in the Philippines, or you could be a bachelor's or a diploma in the Philippines. But what is needed, or in your home country, what is needed is the actual conversion. So basically, it is the institution who will determine whether you completed a high school, 2 years program, 3 years program. Okay, so that's why it's very important that if you are interested to process and start your application, you need to work getting this document, because there are some times wherein you only graduated high school, for example, from your home country, and then when you are processing, then you just found out that you're not qualified because the assessment is below high school graduate. So that's why it is very important that you are actually doing and being vigilant in processing that document. Okay, so we already have the education, we already have the experience, or if you're an international student. Another requirement for both AIPP and RNIP is the language. Okay, language. We all know, I already several times, the official languages here in Canada are English and French. So in order for you to qualify for an immigration here in Canada, you must be able to provide an official exam in either English or French. So in English, for example, the most common exams are IELTS, CELPIP, and TOEFL, I think. And then in French, we have TEF, and I forgot the other exam. However, in AIPP, it is actually CLB4. Only CLB4, regardless you're applying for NOC 0, NOC A, B, or C, it has to be a CLB4. The thing about Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program is the language level requirement varies depending on your job NOC. So for example, if you're applying for a job belonging to CLB C and D, you only need CLB 4. If you're applying for a job belonging to NOCB, you need a CLB 5. And if you're applying for NOC 0 or NOCA, you need to have a CLB 6. Okay, CLB 6. And also when you are taking the IELTS or any language exam, please take note that you must sign up for a general exam. Okay, general exam, because there are two types, academic and general. So the academic is required if you are actually coming here as an international student. But for immigration, you have to choose general exam. Okay, and IELTS or any language exams are valid for 2 years. ECA is valid for 5 years. Okay, so if you have question or clarification about those requirements, please put that in our comments, and of course we'll go through your questions one by one. Okay, and then the other requirement is of course settlement fund, which actually varies depending on the number of people that are actually included in the application. And then another requirement, job offer. Okay, so this is for sure a lot of people are asking this, is job offer required for AIPP or for RNIP? For AIPP, yes, it is mandatory that you have a job offer from an AIPP designated employer. For RNIP, is it actually required to have a job offer? If you're already processing for your PR, yes, you need to have a job offer. But if you are actually applying for the program itself, for example, because RNIP itself, there are 11 communities, right? And for you to apply for a program, you need to choose which community you want to apply to. And then what you need to do is visit the community website. And from the community website, there are several types. there is one program, there are some communities wherein they will require you to create a profile similar to express entry, wherein you will put your ECA, your IELTS, and from there, once you have created your profile, you could actually start applying for a job that has been posted in their website. So that is it. So in short, it doesn't necessarily, before you would be able to apply on that community, not really necessary that you have a job offer immediately. So in short, you get those requirements, you create your profile, and then you submit your application for jobs. However, in other communities, you must immediately have a job offer. However, these job offers, or I mean, these job openings, are all posted in their websites. Okay, so if you would have time, please visit the community websites, and all the job openings, or yeah, job openings in those communities are actually posted there. And of course, if you're looking for a job offer, then you need to make sure that you would be able to apply. So once you get the job offer, so what's next? Okay, so once you get the job offer, you will be asked for your requirements, and then for AIPP, you would actually apply for a provincial endorsement. So in short, all your requirements will be sent to the province, and they will determine whether you qualify, you meet the requirements, and then if they think that you qualify, then they will approve your provincial endorsement. While in RNIP, you would have to apply for recommendation in that community, not in the province but in the community. So the community will be endorsing you, and if they think that you are qualified to the program, you meet all the requirements, then they will send you your recommendation or your endorsement for AIPP, and that is a requirement for you to be able to apply for PR or for work permit. So for both programs, AIPP and RNIP, work permit is not mandatory. That is the prerogative of your employers. So in short, the employer will tell you whether you need to apply for a work permit or not. So I hope that is clear. So yeah, so just to clarify, the employer will be the ones to tell you if you have to apply for a work permit or not. And for permanent residence application for both programs, it has to be done through a mail application, meaning you have to send your application through mail. Similar office in Sydney, Nova Scotia. So yeah, and of course processing times 6 months. And yes, so that is the comparison of the two programs. And I would say, I always say this, compared to other programs like express entry, provincial nomination program, these programs are actually quicker, faster, and requirements are not so high compared to other programs. So it's very easy to achieve. Okay. And also, if you have some clarifications or you want to ask me questions about Canada immigration, you're interested to know or to clarify something, please put that in our chat box. I will go through them one by one now, and so that we would be able to provide the answers to people who are actually viewing us today. As I've said, this live streaming is your opportunity to send questions, and we would be able to answer them on the spot. And at the same time, I also create videos about different programs to immigrate in Canada. You could also check on those programs or those videos to be more familiar with the different programs. Okay, and for those who just joined us today, We just talk about AIPP and RNIP. Okay, so now let us go through your questions. So what we're gonna be doing is we'll go alternate. Okay, we go check questions in Facebook page and questions in our YouTube. Okay, so we go through your greetings first. Jofel, greetings from Dubai. Hedison Vargas, Ramya Devarajan, Ramya. RNIP is live now. Yes, it is very, very live. If I'm not mistaken, only two more communities have not posted their websites, but the rest of the communities have already started. Gemma Elorza, good day as well to you. And Angeline, hi Sir Ray. African Z, can you help someone secure a job in Canada? African Z, I'm those kind of questions. Of course, I cannot guarantee a job offer, but I can try my best to help you as much as possible. But I keep on telling this to everyone, and for those also who are watching us, um, no immigration consultant can guarantee a job to you because you're actually hiring them to help you get a job, but you are not buying the job offer from them. So, in short, if an immigration consultant tells you or asks you to pay them for a job offer, you need to ask and be cautious, question them because, as I keep on saying, they are immigration consultants and they are not the employers. It is still the employers who's the last say of hiring people. Okay? Marinela Camarce, pwede na bang pumunta dyan? Yes, yes. Canada is open. However, currently or right now, it's only for essential travels. Still, tourists are not welcome in Canada at the moment because of COVID-19 unless you are an immediate family of a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. Okay? So we said Cider is watching from the Philippines. Okay. Um, we'll go alternate. Okay. Gemma Olorza, hello. Shout out to you. Good day. Eugene Babiera, blessed morning. Saray, thank you. Blessed morning to you too. Yogesh Gorpade, is there limited number of foreign workers in AIPP? Yogesh Gorpade, yes. AIPP has limitations. Originally, it's 2,000 intakes per year. And actually, it's not the principal applicants. The 2,000 applications also includes the family members. So initially, it was um, distributed equally to the four provinces, so 500 each. But they had some changes, I believe, depending on the proportion or the share of the provinces are different. Like I think other provinces have more intakes than other smaller provinces in that note. But yes, there is a limitation or limited number of applications received or taken by AIPP. That is why I'm not sure if you would remember the situation of my sister where she got a job offer I think sometime in November, but her application took a while because it took a while or it got delayed because her employer Sitel during that time hired a lot of people, massive hiring. I think everyone who applies they just hire. So that is one of the reason because there are several quotas as well per company, right? Because I already explained in a province there is only limitation or certain limit of how many applications can be taken, and of course these applications also has to be distributed to different companies. But Cytel hired a lot of people, so during that time it has to delay because Cytel already reached their quota for that year, so they had to wait for the next year for to be able to reprocess applications. So yes, that is the to answer your question. Tarek Asan, hello, hello. And Ayush Sharma, hello, I want to ask, I'm a graduate. Can I apply non-skilled job also? I mean, which doesn't require a graduate degree? Okay, Ayush Sharma, thank you very much for that question. And also, just to clarify, this non-skilled, if you're talking about AIPP, there are only three tiers, right? So for AIPP, there is the pathway for high-skilled, semi-skilled, and international students or international graduates pathway. Also, it doesn't mean that you are a graduate of a bachelor's or a program, you automatically become considered as highly skilled. So in this classification, what they're actually checking is the experience and the job level. So for example, for me, I was processed through AIPP high skilled because I had um, 12 years of working in the restaurant as a manager, 10 years as a manager, 12 years overall. So that's why it's high skilled. But for people who's on, if it's supervisor or I mean other positions with limited number of experience, then it's gonna be semi-skilled, and of course, if no experience at all, it has to be international graduate program. Okay, and Tarek, I already mentioned, he's from Ottawa. Okay, so we check other questions here. Angeline Alejo Valdesino, her question is, Sir, my question po is about proof of funds. So Angeline's question is about proof of funds. Dapat po ba ang required money is nasa bank for at least 3 months or pwedeng monthly maghuhulog basta makumpleto in 3 months? Nag-accept po ba ang AIPP employers? Thanks po. Okay, so what Angeline was asking is about proof of funds. So what she's asking is, does it necessarily needed that for the proof of fund or required money in the bank should have been there for at least 3 months? Or is it okay that she deposits little by little until she completes it in 3 months? Okay? So, Angeline, thank you very much for that question. I had to convert to translate that in English for our non-Filipino viewers. Okay, so for proof of fund, it is better if you have these this money for so long, right? The longer the bank account, the better. However, of course, if it's really of course, not everyone could have that proof of fund in not everyone has the money instantly. So there are different ways for you to raise this money. It doesn't matter if you're able to provide it within 3 months or longer, or you deposit little by little, as long as you would be able to explain, right? So for example, I have some friends who actually applied here for Canada, and they had a big lump sum of money deposited in one time, as in compared to small portions. So what they did instead is they secured an affidavit of deed, which explains that the money or the lump sum of money was actually a gift from the brother, from the parents, just to explain why there is a big lump sum or big deposit in the bank account. In my instance, for example, I actually did not submit a bank statement. I only submitted a bank certificate. So, bank certificate will only explain how much money you have on that bank when the bank account was opened, and that's it. So, in short, the bank or the immigration would not be able to would not be able to see the the activities in my bank account. So yeah, so I hope I was able to answer your question over there. Also, some other, we'll go through other questions. Greetings po to Tita Nora for watching. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And are AIPP employers accepting? Yes, they are accepting. I know some employers, some AIPP designated employers are still hiring, though others are still struggling because of COVID-19. Okay? So Jofel, greetings from Dubai. So Jofel is watching us both in Facebook and in YouTube. Tarinder Gihan, hi Ray. Hello, hello. Okay, let's go through other questions. And guys, if you have other questions, please put it in our comment section down there. So we also have Sajad Qureshi. Dear sir, EIPP need job. I am taxi driver before 4 year. Drive taxi and now I'm company driver. I have applied to bus driver license now good. I don't know. I didn't understand the question. Could you please explain further what your question is? I'm sorry, I did not understand it. I understand you're a taxi driver before 4 years, and now you're a company driver. So I don't know. To be honest, Judge Qureshi, I don't know how to answer your question because I didn't understand it. Ayush Sharma, if somebody don't have experience, he can come. I'm a graduate. Ayush Sharma, if you do not have the experience, you cannot qualify for either AIPP or RNIP. And that is one of the reasons why I actually want you all to understand the programs, because ever since I started doing live streaming, doing YouTube videos, I have been receiving several questions, and sometimes the question just, I cannot say that people are, people are stupid or what, because what I'm trying to say here is, if you're actually applying for something, you have to have an understanding of at least what the program is. For example, for AIPP and RNIP, the minimum requirement for job experience is you must have at least 1 year of job experience within the past 3 years. International graduates are exempted from this work experience, meaning those um, foreign nationals who come here in Canada to study. So they are the only ones exempted from applying for a work or for immigration under this program without experience. So why I'm explaining this, because I know that, because people don't know what are the minimum requirements, and if they meet someone who's actually claiming that they are consultants, that they could help them to immigrate here in Canada, promise this and that. And the applicants, because they are very desperate or interested to come and immigrate in Canada, they just ended up paying money to these people because of the promise that they could immigrate here in Canada. While if they understand the program itself, they know the requirements, they could avoid being victimized, right? Being scammed, because they know already that they don't have the experience, they cannot qualify for this program. So to answer your question, Ayush Sharma, if you do not have an experience, you cannot qualify, you cannot apply under this program. Okay, so I hope that explains your that answers your question. Mark Paul Parado, hi sir. Gusto kong makapunta dyan pero di ko alam kung paano umpisahan. Naguguluhan ako sa mga programs nila. Parang ang dami. Di ko alam kung anong pipiliin. Isa po akong chef for 3 years. sa isang pribadong hotel. So Mark Paul Parado, what he's saying is he wants to come here in Canada, but he doesn't know how to start. He's confused because of the different programs available. He doesn't know which program to choose. He's a chef for 3 years in a private hotel. So, Mark Paul Parado, thank you very much for that question. And to give you clarification, so there are different programs available in order for you to choose. For example, RNIP is to promote immigration in these 11 communities, while AIPP is to promote immigration in Atlantic Canada. So, first, you need determine where do you really want to be right afterwards, because these programs requires commitment, meaning you have to make sure that you are interested or genuinely interested to settle in these areas. I already explained this. Rural municipalities or cities are very remote compared to the big cities. Even the Atlantic provinces are also remote. You could, if you could get a job offer, for example, to be in the city or in the metro, that's good for you. But there's a chance as well that you might be assigned to one of the small communities or town in those provinces. So you need also to consider that, because of course, if you don't like that kind of environment, then your success would not be a guarantee, right? Meaning you may get the job and then you immigrate here in Canada, but afterwards you would feel that that place is not for you. So you need also to make sure that you understand that. Um, if you're a chef, first thing you need to do is I have a video there about how to immigrate in Canada. And number one there is to analyze if you qualifies or meet the requirements. And so far from what I'm seeing here, you're a chef with 2 years experience. I assume you have a diploma in culinary or something. So if you have that, you would qualify for the program. If you want to start, you can start working with your requirements, the ECA and the IELTS, or you can start sending applications, apply for jobs, and if you get the job offer, then that's gonna be good for you. So yeah. So hi as well to Yogesh Gorpade. I think I already answered the question there. Mark Paul, Pribadong Hotel in the Philippines. Which is a better program for him? Okay, and okay, so which is a better program? As I've said, if you need to understand first where do you really want to live, because um, I cannot determine that for you. You have to determine that for yourself. However, I think you could qualify for both AIPP for most programs, because chefs are very in demand here in Canada, regardless in Atlantic Canada, in the communities, or even other provinces like Alberta, BC, Ontario. So, however, not most of the hotels or only few hotels are actually hiring people or chefs from overseas, mostly restaurants. So I think that's something that you could look into. Okay. We check those people who's in our Facebook Live. So we check. Cariel Valera Ronquillo, hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Sir, question ko lang po, ano po ang pwedeng option para sa PGWP holders na mag-expire na? So what Cariel was asking is, what are the possible options for postgraduate work permit holders which are expiring soon? Okay, Cariel Valera Ronquillo, of course, your options basically is to look for an employer who would actually process you as a permanent resident. That's why we keep on saying, right? Of course, if you actually studied in Saskatchewan, you would have an opportunity or a chance to be nominated by Saskatchewan for Saskatchewan Provincial Nomination, SINP. And also, there are employers, for example, who are actually looking for post-grad work permit holders. Um, why for example, in Atlantic Canada, they need people there. And the thing is, you have an advantage if you're a PGWP holder or postgrad work permit holders. Why? Because it would allow you to work anywhere else or any employer, and also be your chance to prove yourself, right? So, for example, you could apply to an employer, and of course if the employer sees that your performance is really good at work, then if the employer would not hesitate to um, to hire you and to process you for permanent residence. However, if your PGWP expires, there are several options as well. As I've said, you may be nominated by your province. If you get 1 year experience, you could also, afterwards in Canada, you could actually do Canada Experience class. That is a different program, but that is also another pathway. And also, if you're qualified for express entry, studying here in Canada and your experience in Canada brings you more points to be more eligible to get an invitation to apply for this program. So for now, if you're PG, of course, I don't know what your how long is your PGWP. What you could do is to ask your employer if there is a possibility for them to process you to offer you a job offer afterwards and then process you for permanent residence. Or if I were you, you start looking for an employer, for example in Atlantic Canada, where there's more opportunity to become a permanent resident, because as I said, AIPP, they do not need an LMIA, Lamia, okay? So they do not need LMIA. So in short, if an employer wants to hire you, they can just give you the job offer without applying for LMIA. So it's faster and it's easier. So yeah, so I hope I answered your question there. And Gary Joe Montesilio, hello po, Sir Ray. Good day sa inyo. Given I have all the AIPP requirements, finding an employer out of 4 locations, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, is challenging. Yes, it is very challenging. That's true. Question, what if we can't find any job openings on our current job description? Any options or suggestions what to do? So, Gary Joe Montesilio, that's a very good question. So, what he's asking is if he couldn't find a job opening on his current job experience, what could he do? To be honest, if you're aiming for AIPP, there's nothing much you could do but to keep on searching, to keep on looking. Of course, you could also improve your chances by improving your experience, taking further studies. It could be costly, more costly, but if you think that they're because I'll be honest, right? I'm not saying that everyone could get a job, but there people might be able to get a job, or people might have difficulty getting a job here in Canada, and that is the reality. There are other options if you're actually interested to explore. For example, I keep on saying, you could actually come here as a student, 1 year or 2 years program, because afterwards you could get a post grad work permit. Though people are thinking coming here as a student is very expensive, which is true, which is very expensive. However, you also need to think or to see the brighter side of that, right? Um, International students here in Canada can work part-time during school season or school semester, meaning they are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week so they could earn money, while their spouse can get an open work permit where they could actually work full-time and work anywhere or work as with many employers, many jobs they could. So in short, it's a bit of sacrifice, but also there would be some return. And also other advantages is that, for example, you're a student here or your spouse, if someone or one of you actually meets an AIPP designated employer who's actually willing to provide a job offer to process you for permanent residence, then that's also an advantage, right? And also, I already mentioned that earlier, after you study here in Canada, your points um, becomes higher because your education is considered for express entry and your job experience as well. There are several opportunities. So yeah, so that was actually the plan of my sister if she would not be able to get a job offer from an AAPP designated employer, but I was able to find an employer for her. So it was a good savings of money because she didn't need to spend money for schooling because an employer already hired her for a job. So yeah, so that's what I would say or suggest to you. Other options, other suggestions, keep on sending your applications. You could connect to employers. If you have Facebook, of course, there's no way that you should not have a LinkedIn profile as well. So for people who doesn't know who don't know, LinkedIn is like it's actually the professional social network. So social media, wherein in Facebook it's your personal, while your LinkedIn profile is your professional, and you could start creating your profile there and start connecting with people, with companies, for example, in these Atlantic provinces. And you wouldn't know, maybe these people can help you find a job, right? So those are just some of my suggestions. And there's a lot of things that you could do, Gary Joe. Okay? So thank you very much for that question. For those people who are actually watching us in our Facebook page, if you want to ask some questions, please post that there. For now, we're going through the questions that we receive in our YouTube channel. So we've got Muskan Mirza. Hi, brother. I'm a nurse. I applied with an agency since 2017 in AIPP. But until now, nothing been done. They could not get the job offer letter. Kindly guide me. What should I do? How can I get a job offer letter? So, Muskan Mirza, of course, I cannot answer that because I don't know your experience. I don't see your resume. I don't know your education. One thing you could do is, I have a video called 10 tips 10 tips that you could do to get a job offer from an AIPP designated employer. I would highly recommend that because it's actually very useful. It will explain to you what are the things that you should be looking into, maybe your resume, maybe of course, you should also not just depend on what the consultants are actually telling you because, as I've said earlier, no consultant or no agent can guarantee a job. And I think that's what people are actually misconceptualizing, that when they hired an immigration consultant, they would get a job offer immediately because these consultants, their job is not to get a job for you. Their the responsibility is to help you with the process. So I think that's something that you should be looking into as well. Okay. Cider Official, hello, watching from the Philippines. Hello, Ray. So Cider is my friend. We used to work in Dubai together, and he's also doing his YouTube channel. So guys, if you want to be entertained, please visit Cider's website, YouTube channel and YouTube videos. You would enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. It makes me laugh. So that's something that would encourage guys. Please visit his YouTube channel. So let's go through other questions. Muskan Mirza, brother, what is scope in AIPP for nurses? I don't understand what do you mean by what is scope in AIPP for nurses. Though there are several jobs or nursing jobs needed in Canada, however, nurses are regulated jobs here in Canada. So regulated jobs, you need to be assessed first. So there are accreditations that's required to be processed or to be considered under this program. So I think you should look into that process. So Jofel Carl Abing, hi Cider Official, yala, let's go to Canada. Yes, let's go. Come here, visit me in Canada or live here in Canada. Start your process, guys. Mark Paul Prado, thank you so much, Sir Ray. May babayaran po ba ako pag nag-start ako maglakad ng papers at anong website po ito kung saan magpasa ng requirements? Okay, so Mark Paul Parado, to um, start with ECA and your IELTS. So that's my recommendation. I have videos about how to start ECA, about ECA. I think that's very helpful. That would help um, you have a better understanding of what an ECA is and how you could apply for that. So yeah, please check that video. And if you have questions, please send me your questions directly. Okay. Angeline Valdesino, thank you so much for answering my questions. Thank you as well. My pleasure. Nimrod Vargas, Bro Ray, it is possible to apply as a truck driver using AIPP program. If I apply, will I arrive in Canada as a PR or work permit? If you use AIPP program, we don't need to secure LMIA. Thank you. Okay, Nimrod Vargas, thank you very much for that question. Yes, truck drivers are very in demand here in Canada. I know someone who actually immigrated here in Canada. He's from Algeria, and he's actually processed through AIPP as well, and he actually came here as a truck driver. Um, if you will be processed under AIPP, yes, that is guaranteed that you would get a PR if you qualify or if you meet the requirements. However, as I've said earlier, work permit itself is the prerogative of the employer. Your employer might ask you to apply for a work permit or not. Because, like, for example, for my sister, she actually immigrated here or came here, landed here as an immigrant because the employer did not require them to apply for a work permit. And yes, LMIA is not needed under AIPP. So it makes the process faster and cheaper for the employers as well, right? Okay, so guys, okay, so we still have some viewers in our Facebook page. If you have questions, please put that in our comments. Thank you. And also, some other questions in our YouTube channel. Novena Augustine, I couldn't identify any employers who hire teachers. How are they to be found from the list of designated employers? Novena Augustine, usually the AIPP list of employers actually shows the registered company, right? However, yes, that's true. It's very difficult to find out if they are school or not. So I think you could also check or start searching for jobs through other channels or other sites such as job bank, such as indeed.ca, Monster, LinkedIn. So these channels or the employers also post jobs on these sites. And I highly recommend, I know several people who got a job offer from an AIPP designated employer through LinkedIn. Some of them found in job bank, and I know 100%. Some of my friends also found employers in indeed.ca. So that's why I always recommend those sites. Okay. Jofel Carl Leopoldo Abing, question for RNIP. What does it mean by community requirements once you have obtained a job offer from a designated employer? So thank you very much for that question, Jofel. Each community has their own requirements. So for example, some of the requirements, for example, community is that um, of course, you must have a job offer from that community. That is, for example, a requirement. Other requirements such as having a tie, I mean, strong ties in the community. For example, other communities require that the applicant does not have any connection in other communities or other cities or provinces in Canada. In short, they will ask you, do you have relatives in other places of Canada? You have family or things like that. Do you actually intend to settle in the province that you're, or I mean in the community? So why they are asking this question is because I told you earlier, right? For RNIP, it is very important that you must prove or you must show that the genuine intention to reside and settle in that community. That is the reason why they are actually asking you these questions, for them to be sure that if they actually get you and sponsor you to become recommend you to become a permanent resident in their community, that you would stay, that you would live there. So that is community requirement. Some other community requirements, for example, if your family, okay, let's visit, for example, a specific community here. So it's easier. Oh, it's not working. But anyways, yeah, so that's basically what the community requirements. Most of the community requirements are easy to follow and to comply as well. They're just very strict to make sure that you actually show the intention, the genuine intention to live and reside in their community. Okay? Thank you. Gaurav Joshi, can I apply for collection agent in AIPP? Gaurav, if you would find an employer, then yes. Srikant, PhD, hi, hello, hello. Desiree Igot, Sir Ray, you missed my question. Oh, sorry. Let me back read, okay? Okay, Desiree. Okay. Okay, sorry, I missed these questions. Coffee Asante, which is easier to get a job, the AIPP or the RNIP for foreign workers? Um, I cannot say which is easier, but I would recommend you to send your applications as many as you could, so the more the better, right? I mean for job, okay? Please, is the 2,000 intake for all provinces for only one province in the AIPP? No, the 2,000 is actually distributed to the four provinces. So that is the total for four provinces, 2,000. So Judd Qureshi's for CLB level required, yes. Okay, so Desiree Igot. Hi, Sir Ray, watching from Cebu. By the way, in demand by in Atlantic Province, if your latest experience is in real estate industry holding a managerial position. Okay, so if you're holding a managerial position, that is an NOC 0. So, of course, there are several jobs about real estate. If you're selling, for example, selling real estate, I believe real estate people here requires a license. So I don't think that you could actually apply for a real estate broker. But for managerial position, that is admin, right? So of course, I think your duties and responsibilities as a manager, you could actually apply for other managerial positions such as admin manager or any position. So the secret there, Desiree, is it doesn't necessarily mean that your current job that you can only apply on what your current job is. What you could do as well is to check the NOC or the job description, the duties and responsibilities of other NOCs. If you see a job or an NOC where the job or duties and responsibilities are mostly similar to what you are doing, you could apply that. You could apply to that NOC. And that is the reason why when you're actually doing your resume or CV, it is very important that you actually put the duties and responsibilities that you are doing because they will be checking that as well. So to summarize the answer to your question, um, you don't have to apply to a real estate manager. You could actually apply to another manager job as long as most of the duties and responsibilities of that position is similar to what you are currently doing, okay, in the past 3 years. Okay. Raynor Loud, Liza Gadut, hi Sir Ray, nice to see. Oh, okay, I missed some people here. Okay, so that's why. Oh, Tana, bro, what is the general content of the letter when applying to the community since they are the ones who will approve the candidates? Okay, oh, Tana, that is a very good question. Content of the letter when applying to the community since they are the ones who will approve the candidates. Okay, if you're asking for, basically, if you're applying for the recommendation from the community, you do not have to have a very good letter because basically it's just the requirements. So you just need to send the job offer, your IELTS, your previous experience, this and that. Basically the same requirements. And then they will actually assess you based on the what they're gonna do is they will actually check your documents and will verify it if you actually meet the requirements that is needed for the program. So basically, it's just simple as that. And if they think that, okay, you meet the requirements, you meet the qualification, then they will be approving your recommendation. The only way for a person to be denied for a recommendation from the community is, of course, if you don't have or if you don't meet the requirements, because sometimes employers will hire people even though they don't meet the requirements, and that is the responsibility of the community to ensure that the requirements are being followed. So yeah, so that's the I hope I answered your question there. And then we move forward. Okay, so Shaina from our Facebook page. Hi Sir Ray, paano ko makuha ang anak ko? May job offer ba, overage na siya? Please, how to apply at anong recommendation pwede para sa kanya? Okay, Shaina, thank you for that question. Under this AIPP and RNIP, if that's what you're talking about, there is no age limit. So what is important is the experience and the job offer. It doesn't matter if she's 40, 50, or 60, as long as she could get a job offer, she can still qualify. Okay? Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Shaina. Moving forward. Okay, so Desiree, I was able to see your answer, your question already. Shrikant, I would like to know about job opportunities for an Indian dentist. Dentist job is also a regulated job here in Canada. So that means either you have to undergo further studies here in Canada or you have to get your credentials assessed. Okay? And dentist job is very in demand in Canada. So I think you could actually, if you're a dentist, then you should undergo the process first. Nimrod Vargas, follow-up question about AIELTS. What is the score need to apply using AIPP program? As a truck driver, Nimrod, as I've said for AIPP, the minimum requirement is CLB4. Okay, Jofel, thank you for the answer. You're welcome. Eugene Baviera, okay. Shrikant, I missed a question. Okay, I already answered your question. May Wen. Hi Ray, do you have any recommendation for immigration consultant that can assist us in finding employer under AIPP? May Wen, as I said, I do not recommend any immigration consultant. I'm not affiliated with any with immigration consultants. I'm a graduate of Immigration Practitioners Diploma. The reason I do not recommend anyone is because number one, I do not know the immigration consultant itself, and I don't want people to be victimized or scammed because I recommended someone, right? And I've done it in the past. I recommended my previous consultant, and I ended up getting not so good feedback from my friends because they were not assessed. And I felt ashamed because I told them about that consultant, and that's one of the reason. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Maywen. Desiree Ego, thank you for that explanation, Survey. God bless. Thank you as well. Mark Paul Parado, Survey, I watched your ECA explanation and I don't have diploma but I have culinary certification. Saan po pwede magpa-assess dito sa Pinas at magkano po ang nagastos if you recall? Okay, so Mark Paul Parado, thank you for that question. So to answer your question, number one, ECA cannot be done in the Philippines or okay, just to clarify this, okay, ECA has to be done by a designated assessing authority. So there are several recognized assessing authorities such as WES, World Education Services, ICES, ICAS. So on the website, there are choices there. You need to choose which one. You cannot do that in the Philippines, or there's none in the Philippines to do that. So what you need to do is when getting an when processing or applying for ECA, you need to sign up, create a profile on their website. For example, you choose WES, create a profile on that website, and then you pay the fee. And then once you pay the fee, they will send you an email, the instructions on how your college or university will send the documents to them. So, for example, once you pay that, they will send you a letter that you could actually bring to your college or university where you had that culinary certification. And then you would request for a copy of your diploma and your transcript. So, make sure diploma and transcript, yeah, so both of them, and they have to be written in English. If not, it has to be certified or it has to be translated first, and then your college or university will be the ones to mail it directly to the institution that you choose to do your ECA. And once they've sent it, give them a month, 3 weeks or a month or maybe longer because of COVID, to process it, and they will mail it to you directly. So that's how you actually do an ECA. You don't need a red ribbon in the Philippines, okay? Just make sure that the document is sealed from a sealed um, an official envelope from your college, and they have to send it to the institution. Or sometimes they will not do that, so they will give it to you and then you have to send it. Make sure that the envelope is sealed and not opened. Okay, thank you. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's around 15,000 pesos. I don't remember, but I think 10 to 15,000 pesos. Nimrod Vargas, I have my ECA right now. I will take IELTS in coming August. I get my resort. What resort? Okay. What is my next step to do if I apply using AIPP program? Can I pass my CV to Canadian employers? Thank you. Yes, Nimrod, that's what you should be doing. You could start sending your applications to Canadian employers, even you don't have your ECA or your IELTS yet. But if you have them, you could send them together with your application, not the original, okay? Just a copy of your ECA and IELTS together with your resume to the employers. Okay? Hi Ibiang! Welcome back! Hi Ray, gandang gabi dyan. Morning dito sa Dubai. Thank you for watching again. Romualdo Ventura, hi again Sir Ray. Correct me if I'm wrong. The initial requirements for AIPP are IELTS, minimum CLB4, ECA, and job offer. Then will refer us to an institution that will help us with our requirement. That is correct, Romuald Ventura. So once you get your job offer from an AIPP designated employer, they will send you that document, the job offer, and then this job offer, you will need it to apply for a settlement plan. Settlement plan is one of the requirements to apply for a provincial endorsement. And then once you have your provincial endorsement, yes, you could start the application of your PR and your work permit if needed. Thank you. Romuald Ventura, and is IT big in Nova Scotia? Yes, very, very big. They need ITs. Not only Nova Scotia, but in all the parts of Canada. Okay, that's very in demand. And if I have not mistaken, there is a specific program for IT immigration here in Canada. Mrs. Palande, can you share hotel revenue manager opportunity in Canada with 18 years of hotel management experience with Marriott? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Palande. That is a very good question. As I said earlier, there are several AIPP designated hotels, such as Accor hotels, some Marriott as well. So I think that's one thing you could do is to send your application to them, approach them directly. If they hire you, then you could actually be processed under this program. And Mark Paul Parado, thank you sir. Ingat po, God bless. Thank you as well, Mark Paul Parado. So yes, so for those who have not or who just joined us today, we just talked about AIPP and RNIP. We explain it a bit because I already explained that in several videos. I just made a comparison. And of course, I answered your questions as well. If you have any more questions, please feel free to put that in our chat box. Otherwise, if we do not have any more questions, we will conclude our live streaming today. I really, really appreciate your support, and thank you so much because I've never felt so much supported. When I started this YouTube channel, I didn't actually expect a lot of supporters, and so far we have around 2,700 followers, subscribers, and growing. So if you have some friends who are interested to come and immigrate here in Canada, please recommend our YouTube channel And also, if you have some topics that you want me to discuss on our YouTube videos, please also tell me so we can create a video out of that. Okay, so Mrs. Palande, do AIPP employers sponsor work permit? Um, Mrs. Palande, sponsor is not the term, to be honest. AIPP employers, they might or they could actually require you to apply for a work permit or not. You only need a job offer from an AIPP designated employer, and then the process will go through. Um, there's no need for LMIA for AIPP. That is the good thing about the program. Okay. And Ibiang, take care always. Ray Romuald Ventura, from what you know, how long does it take from endorsement of employer to receiving the visa? Best case and worst case scenario. Okay, so endorsement nowadays it might take a little longer, three months to 6 months, as much as that. Receiving the visa, it actually doesn't count from the moment you get your endorsement. The visa itself for PR, for example, the count starts when they receive your application. When you receive your AOR, they will tell you when they actually receive your documents. And from that day, 6 months processing. It could be shorter or it could be longer. However, if your application has reached 6 months with no result yet, you are actually you have the right to do a follow-up. But the timeline is 6 months from the time they have received your application that they should actually provide you a feedback. Okay? In my case, I got my PR after 7 months. So what happened is on my 6 month, after the 6 months, I sent a follow-up to them, asking them if there's already a result or there's an update on my application because it has exceeded the 6 months processing time, and I got a reply after a week saying that I would get an update soon, and I think after a week I get a reply, and yeah, I get my PR after 7 months. 7 months processing total. Okay, so yeah. So we don't have questions so far. So yeah, so what I was telling earlier is if you have friends or relatives that are interested to come and immigrate here in Canada, please recommend our YouTube channel, ask them to subscribe, and I would also ask you to please hit the notification bell so you would get notified whenever we post or I upload new videos. And also share my videos, guys. Ibiang, do you think construction company are still hiring in AIPP or RNIP? Ibiang, yes, construction is still ongoing here in Canada. And it never stopped despite COVID-19. So they are hiring. And from what I actually read from our previous live streaming, when I checked the most in-demand jobs in Atlantic Canada, if you have not seen that, there are a lot of job openings in construction business. Okay, so both AIPP and RNIP. Okay, so so for those who have not known yet, we do our live streaming 2 times a week. So if you have time, please join us again next time. So we do our live streaming Alberta, Canada time. That is Tuesday and Friday at 11 p.m. Philippines time. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 1 p.m. UAE time, that is Wednesday and Saturday 9 in the morning. So it's a bit early for you there. But those are the timings. So if you do not have any more questions, I'll see you on our next live streaming, which is on um, Wednesday. And also, I just want to let you know that I'm starting a new job on Monday. So thank you very much. I know you're aware of what happened to me. I lost my job. I got laid off due to COVID-19. So since March, imagine I was not working since March, and it's already July. So March, April, May, June, July, for almost 5 months I was not working. So finally, I got a job. I'll be working as a food and beverage manager in a casino resort in Alberta still. So yeah, very excited. This though I was doing skip the dishes, right? I was doing food delivery for some time, but if it's not your passion, of course you easily get tired, right? So that's why I really made sure that I will look for a job, and yes, I got a job. So thank you very much for all your support, guys. I really appreciate that. Congrats. Hope to meet you soon. Yes, it's gonna be my pleasure to meet you. And when I was actually starting my application here in Canada under AIPP, we actually had a WhatsApp group for those people who are actually processing. So we only know I met a lot of people. I earned several friends who I met online, and when they actually moved to Newfoundland, we met. So I met, I think, four of them personally. So that's how really exciting this kind of thing, because before we were just talking in WhatsApp, we were just asking each other blah blah blah, and then one day we just met in person. So that's why hopefully, guys, I would meet you soon. So please push for your dreams to come and immigrate here in Canada. Eugene Babiera, thank you as well. You're welcome. And for those who join us today, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or concerns about Canada immigration, please put that in our comment section, and please visit our other YouTube videos about Canada immigration, AIPP, RNIP, Ontario Immigration Pilot, and tips how you would get job offer, and other videos. I would really appreciate that. And I know I'll meet you soon, Ibiang. I'm taking my IELTS exam this Saturday. Wish me luck. Okay, all the best, Ibiang. And congratulations to your new job. Thank you, Cory. I'm taking my immigration exam on August 9. So wish me luck there as well, though I have not reviewing yet. So I need to start reviewing, but August 9, so I could start to get my license. Okay, and Desiree and Egot Surrey, are the business in Canada already back to normal? It's still not. Most of the businesses are reopening, but still, with social distancing, for example, in the restaurants, only 50% are allowed to get in. A lot of businesses are still not back, but it's getting there. Okay, it's getting there. Rico Marcelo, good luck, sir. Ray. And thank you very much, guys. I hope you had a lovely time with me. And thank you once again. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye.